all the crowd goes wild. Ah, the audience is screaming, "Welcome, welcome, welcome back, everyone, to the porch." I'm surprised they keep inviting me back here to do these things. Thank you all for joining us. Well, we had a script for this evening's show. Boy, you wouldn't believe it. There I was, standing on the porch, leaning up against a post, smoking the herb I do. And up, walks Seawall to me with the script in his hand. He says, "Midget, have a look at this script." I said, "All right, Seawall, I'll look at that script." He says to me, "Mitch, you won't believe this. This is going to be funny as hell." I said, "All right, so I read it." Well, he's like talking about he wants to do a show, okay, about a comedian, okay, who makes jokes, okay, in front of people, okay, about a movie script. And the punchline, you wouldn't believe, I'm reading this script, and so the punchline is that, the audience is supposed to think it's absurd. Well, it is absurd to think, of course, that, the media would react to a joke about a movie script by thinking it was about, real life experiences. Hey guys, welcome back to the porch. Aren't you glad to be here too?
By golly, I am.
I know you are. Guys, you all love it. You can't help but be in here. That's why we titled it like that, because actually everyone does, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Especially you.
Especially you.
Especially. Yeah, especially you. And out there listening, all of you. Well, I mean, it clearly, it has a place in people's hearts, don't you think? The old porch chats that we be having.
Oh yeah, and well, speaking of hearts, there's look at the little guy sitting there with John now. We got another porch boy.
That's right. This is Mr. Midshipman Tucker. He's new to the porch.
And yeah, John gets a fur baby, and it's all like, John gets a fur baby, and it's all like that. He is cute as shit, though.
Oh yeah,
he's adorable,
and clearly getting some nepotism. I mean, he gets an officership that young.
Yeah. Yeah, they're usually like 12 years old. He's almost 3 months old. So
well,
yeah,
he wasn't exactly gang pressed. It's like you said, he comes from a good family.
Right. Yeah, true.
It's not like you grabbed an orphan off the street corner and, put him aboard ship, knocked him out, and he woke up 300 nautical miles from shore.
Right. Dude.
You can sail or you can starve.
That's right, dude.
Nah, see, he gets rations. He's a good boy.
He gets an allowance too for uniforms and such. It's a pretty good deal for him.
You mean you made me make that uniform for him?
Yeah, I pressed you into service to make the uniform for him.
He does come from nobility, though, doesn't he? He's got papers and shit.
Oh yeah, no, he's got what is it? Patents of nobility.
Patents of nobility. That's right, dude. You need to show those if you want an officership for real.
For real, yeah, you do. And you got to pay, of course, for your commission. Crown's got to get theirs.
Oh yeah. Gotta pay the piper.
That's right. Highly over here says he salutes our new officer on deck.
Yes, sir. Good.
Very good.
Good job, crewman Leaf.
That's right. Very good.
Haul that yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hauling.
Just haul on it.
I'll get the bosun.
Well, isn't the bosun like the highest ranked enlisted usually?
No. No, usually that's like the master, like the ship's master, or or maybe like a quartermaster.
Got it. So I would probably be that because I'm the guy that's having to do stuff every day.
You better be the
friend,
the quartermaster's friend.
Yeah.
Well, actually, doing like
John's the captain.
Sure day-to-day stuff on the ship is working right.
Oh yeah.
All the day-to-day shit.
May not be an officer, but I command the respect of one.
Nah, everyone better be your friend. Right? Nobody better be on your shit side because then they don't get rations or like provisions or
Or they
good
get
clothes.
turned before the mast, as it were. Back
Oof.
there.
Yeah.
Then what is then what's Midget? Because John's the captain, obviously.
I'm probably the freebooter in the leaky dinghy off to one side with like a cannon strapped to the front. Oversized package for its
bit of
bearing, but
a glass cannon.
yeah, but
Hey.
definitely
But hey, no one
doing my
expects you in the
thing.
middle of the night to just slip right next to the enemy ship and point blank it.
Right? Yeah. No one expects shit like that.
And the recoil sends you far enough back they don't know where the fuck you went.
Blasting
Oh,
on
shit.
fools.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Fun shit.
Oh, we inspired Ed to like care for himself. Look at that. See?
Shit. Oh, I didn't
Look
We're
at
mean
the
doing
to.
good
difference
already.
we make in the world.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean to, man. Sorry.
Maybe he'll get a haircut next. I don't know. Who knows?
I wouldn't push. I don't know, man. That's pushing it.
I think he's growing it out to donate it.
Yeah.
So.
Used to Locks of Love.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Yeah. That was a while ago, though, wasn't it? I mean, I guess it takes a long time to grow your hair out like that. So.
I guess Love's got a bald spot. I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it. I'm sorry that.
I mean, I feel that I can't make fun of him. I've got like most of a bald spot. Like most of my top of my head is a bald spot.
And I've got a full head of hair.
It's pretty horrible.
Nice.
Yeah. And if I'm anything like my dad, I'll have a full head of hair into my 50s.
Yeah, baldness
What is
runs in
the
my
average
family,
American life expectancy these days, anyway?
72 or 73 for men.
I knew you would know.
Women, it's like 78.
Yeah, well, why are we here tonight anyway, guys? Don't you love it? Everyone seems to. Here's the
We just
thing,
wanted to
though,
show off
like
the new background, so we're done here,
yeah,
boys.
it does.
Wrap
It
it up.
does seem to have a place in people's hearts, and there is some value to getting together and chatting shit. For sure. It's just that, like, I don't know. We're so rarely prepared, and I guess that's the charm of it. We ought to just chat shit on the porch, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't have like, a freaking well organized,
Sometimes you
oiled
need to cut
machine.
loose.
Yeah.
Well, once a week though, on schedule. Can you schedule cutting loose? Can you
Yeah.
schedule a time to cut loose?
Kind of. You
Yeah.
can kind of generally say, hey, this afternoon I'm just kind of just kick it back and relax.
Chat shit on the porch.
Spin some yarns.
Drink some brews.
Hell yeah. Dude, we should do an episode on some like 18th and 19th century ships and like funny stories and shit. That could be fun.
Yeah, like dig up
kind of talking
some
out loud.
old tales or something.
Like yeah.
I'm sure we could find like a collection of journals from a Navy captain or something, or somebody else who was literate on one of those ships.
Yeah. There are plenty of literate people on those ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. As we were saying, kids from well-to-do families, maybe second or third sons, would make their way onto these ships in low officer ships and,
Yep.
gain influence. And, well, I mean, to be honest, God, our modern perspective is so fucked. Like, it's so relatively
different.
so easy to gain prominence and succeed and, like, grow wealthy and gain a reputation in modern times.
Yeah.
Like, the only means by which a second or third son would have to do that would be by, like
a distinguished military career.
years. No, but that was only possible through years of mundane and like the lowest of the low, like service and risk of disease and death and
Oh yeah.
starvation and like just boring long stretches of boredom, punctuated by moments of terror, right?
Right.
As the saying goes.
Right.
So like that was the only means by which anyone would succeed or gain prominence, is through a military salary, or like at least in places where those fucking things existed. Where they didn't exist, it would have been feudal times, like peasants
I mean,
tied to the
even
land,
then,
like in Bohemia and shit, late into the fucking 17th century.
um, I mean, even then, you become, some kind of a hitch knight or something like that, and you can gain prominence in that
Yeah,
way,
right.
or
And
some other kind of. You
through
join the priesthood or something like that.
The
and that's
occasional
how you
merchant
survived.
forms.
Yep.
And then only if you're part of the guild, you got to be approved. You got to know the secret handshake. You got to sell to the right people.
Yeah. Fascinating
Only if you
shit,
do
man.
the really big stuff.
It's the kind of stuff I would like to talk about more. It's just, I don't know. I have all this knowledge in my head I would like to kind of spew onto the internet.
So why do you do it or try to do it on the porch?
I don't know.
I mean, we are kind of spinning our wheels sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's all
But
good.
like I said, I'd like to take on a serious topic, but then again, I'm not a very good presenter. So I just chat shit, and that's what people listen for, is
Yeah.
chatting shit, I guess. So what more could we make it? Like
Right.
tonight's article, for instance, I was going to ask you guys if you really want to deconstruct it or if you want to just take the piss.
Take the
Because I
piss,
don't
man.
think anyone is going to, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to take our fucking, you know, deconstruction of this and meta-analysis of this seriously. I've tried to engage
It's
with
Gizmodo.
people.
It's Gizmodo. It takes
Yeah,
itself apart.
but I mean, it's funny because this guy's all in his own comments talking about this and that, defending it, and it's like we could make a rebuttal to this, right? Do you guys feel like you could make a
Absolutely.
rebuttal
I
to
could,
this,
yeah.
like a meaningful one? Or, I mean, we could just take the piss out of it.
Yeah.
I think we can do a little bit of both.
Because
I don't see why not.
I don't think this guy would fucking take what we had to say about his work seriously.
No, we've got.
What if we were to give him a concise, like 20-minute fucking video, audio reply to his bullshit, where we, deconstruct it point by point?
Well, he'd call us
fucking
fascists,
point.
clearly.
Right, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
be worth
Yeah.
engaging, would it? It wouldn't
No.
be worth engaging, would it? We could put all of that effort into it, and for what? So I guess, like, let's just sit on the porch and drink and take the piss out of this thing, and just, I guess, talk shit and have a good time. Because, like I said, it's kind of, in my opinion, like, these things are worthy of, like, scorn and mockery. Like, you can't engage with them. It's futile.
I don't know about futile, but it's definitely
I mean, there's
an
definitely
uphill battle for sure.
room for it to be done, and I feel like we could make a reasonable go of it if we like took seriously a disciplined approach to, making a rebuttal to this. We absolutely could.
Yeah, no, man, we absolutely could. I think that there are a lot of people who could do it better than, at
Better
least better
than
than I
us.
can, for
Yeah,
sure.
well,
Yeah,
but we're not very good presenters, are we? So that's the thing.
who's not?
Like, and it's there to be done. We know that's the case. It's just, why do we rely on others to do it? Let's just sit around and chat shit.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, let's take the
So,
piss out of this thing.
hell yeah, let's bring the article up on the for the stream to see, so we can look at, so they can see what we're going to be talking about.
Oh yeah. And we need
this was the inspiration.
we need the most soy voice, whichever of you can
Oh,
make.
Jesus.
Like
Um,
Reddit mainlining fucking
I'm
soy
not
powder.
able to see it.
Right. But yeah, so the headline was actually the inspiration for tonight's episode name. Says, well, I mean, okay, there we go. says, actually, everyone loves censorship. Even you. And you.
And
And
you and you and
you.
you.
So everyone loves censorship, you guys.
I can't see that shit. I can't see
Why?
Seawalls.
Why can't you?
I
I
can.
don't
You should
know.
be able to. You
Network.
should. Are you watching the stream? Uh,
What just happened?
Resetting it for you, Midget.
Thank you. That helped.
Yes.
Actually, that helped.
Stop having technical difficulties over there, Midget. All right, we're trying to have a professional, very serious show.
Right?
I,
Oh my
I
god,
mean,
we're
we're, I
trying to
mean,
be good presenters, right?
I
Holy
mean,
fucking
we're more
shit.
professional than CNN. That's got to count for something.
That's fair. Yeah, I
But
can see
we're
that.
not. See, we're not very well polished. We're not polished. We're not
Dude, we're
like.
just regular turds. We're not polished turds.
Yeah, we are regular turds. We're not polished turds.
But at least
That's
we're
the
not
point.
lying about ourselves by being polished.
That's fair.
I lie all the fucking time. Hold on 1 second, because I actually want to bring this up in my bruiser so that I can like scroll at my content. Yes, because you're right. I did do more than a cursory glance over this article. All right.
Yeah, I read the
So
whole article. I actually did my homework this time.
right, and I'm glad you did, because you know this was worth it. You know this was worth it. Like
Oh yeah.
I can the M&M's things, the false equivalents, you know, comparing what Tucker Carlson was doing about Eminem. Oh, this is
Yeah.
great. Like,
Well,
no,
we'll get to that.
it's fucking fantastic. Like, this is so bad. It's
and
great. I
and
want to.
Sewell picked it up right away. That's just a big Mott and Bailey argument.
The first paragraph. Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm not the best with the position because which one is the point they want you to get to, and which one is the fake defense around it?
The Mott is the easily defended,
Yeah,
easily defensible position. The
got it.
Bailey is the harder to defend
Got it. Yeah, because
position.
the thing is, the first paragraph is the Mont. It's very obvious.
Yeah,
The Bailey is what's said later,
right.
and I haven't read that, and I can already tell it.
Yeah, you're 100%
no,
right.
no. You guys should scroll down real quick, all the way down to the bottom first of the comments section. David Puddy the Third. Puddy. Just control F that bitch. David space Puddy Puddy the second, actually. Dig his fucking. Wait, no. No, that's not even his. Oh, no. Well, it is pretty good though. So, just here's a hot take to get us started. Do you think? Let's see. Oh no, I saw it because a motherfucker literally said it's not censorship, or the First Amendment protects you against the government, and
Yeah, you're not entitled to a platform private property. Here's the thing: 230 actually does, because what the corporations are doing is under the rules, though there is some vaguity within the law.
No, Seawall, don't fucking split hairs, because what the corporations are actually goddamn doing is taking direction from government,
Right.
statesmen and intelligence agencies and fucking direct government bureaus, agents. Oh my fucking god. Tell me how my private company can do whatever it wants. It ain't the government censoring you. It's
Look,
the government censoring.
I am stepping away from that. I'm going specifically to the attacking their argument on its face and pointing out where the flaw is. Would you please let me go through it?
The flaw is that the government is directing these social media companies to fucking censor people.
Midget, congratulations. They're going to call you a
property.
conspiracy theorist, and the argument's over.
The argument's just dead on arrival. The argument's dead on arrival to begin with.
Yeah, but
right.
But the thing is, for the normies, you go, no, hold on. The law is actually very particular. These companies gain immunity from...
and their fucking eyes glaze over, bro. Normies' eyes glaze over, bro.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
the
is
company
the
is
truth,
trading
though.
the
All
ability
you have to do
to be a publisher.
No, dude. The strength.
Yeah.
This is how you.
Okay.
This is how you handle disingenuous leftists.
Yeah.
You scorn and disengage them with strong, short, cursory replies, no, the flaw is that the government is impinging upon these companies to censor their users.
Yeah.
That's the end of the argument.
Which makes them
split hairs.
Which
don't
makes them state actors, which means they are now bound by the First Amendment.
That's
Exactly.
the implication.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't have to say all that because it's implied. That's the strength of that form of argument.
Yeah.
Is that it cuts off their disingenuity, and you don't engage in a quagmire of minutia with someone who's arguing in bad faith. Okay,
Right.
and you make an example of scorning their views with strength. Okay, that's the point of fucking defeating. That's the way forward. Defeating this mind virus is to fucking scorn it and take a strong position. Yeah, dude, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, here we go. This is the one you're looking at.
The Bill of Rights is not a list of your rights. It's a list of limitations. That's right. Put on the federal government.
Yep.
I used to be kind of free speech absolutist. Oh, he used to be free speech absolutist.
Until he figured it out.
Yeah.
Until Majority Report has an Oh, Lord! With Sam Cedar. Oh, yeah, Majority Report. Talk about genuine. Talk about believing what you say.
Also, slight issue. The Brazilian Constitution's a fucking mess. It includes you have a right to happiness, or something like that is how it translates.
Well, I mean, the pursuit of happiness is
no. You have a right to happiness.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
I'll have
a translation thing.
Can I have some of that? I want Brazilian happiness. That sounds awesome.
Wait, how many is a Brazilian?
Okay.
That's kind of a lot of happiness, isn't it? I don't know if I can handle it.
I mean, Midget, we're talking about the place where there's a lot of favelas.
It's about 2 pesos, bro.
Oh, okay.
2 pesetas. 2 pesetas.
But yeah, it just so here we go. Going all the way to the top.
Actually, everyone loves censorship, even you, says Mega Brain. Giga Super Ultra Brain.
Be prepared to have your hypocrisy pointed out, boys. All right?
Yeah.
About to happen. You're gonna have some.
Is that what we're doing here?
Coming up.
Yeah. Are we gonna brush aside the leaves covering the hypocrisy and then piss all over it?
That's right. Oh man, let's do this. Where are we starting here? We started with this.
Where are we starting? Are we starting? Holy shit!
I think so.
I need another drink.
Shit, I need another beer
Tumblr had a problem. It's called the Pro Anna community. Anna being short for anorexia, said CEO Soy Goy. Said CEO Soy Goy Matt Mullenweg in a recent interview. Link.
Okay.
People were using the social media site to encourage eating disorders and giving out tips on how to avoid food. It's not illegal, Mullenweg said, but as a tech platform, it is your responsibility to control the distribution of that. To tamp it down, key phrase here, to tamp it down if people are posting it, and to try providing them with pointers to resources. That's exactly what Tumblr's content moderation team did. Censorship.
Now,
boys,
quick thing.
Who wants to
quick
it out
thing,
first?
Quick thing,
Unzip.
CEO. Question. So you are trying to prevent young people from doing something that will cause damage to their bodies, yes?
Uh-oh. Where's he going with this, you guys?
So
this sounds transphobic.
Nice, you got it on the first bite, Midget. You took it. You figured out what I was going for. I was gonna go down the so now isn't there an entire community of activists, of trans activists that are secretly communicating with underage children, children in, what is it, the minority, or what's the term for it?
Bipok. Bipok.
Yes,
No. There's the age of majority and the age of minority, I believe is how the terminology
Oh, I
goes.
see.
I mean,
Under
they're
18.
minors.
Yeah. So basically, they're
thought
talking
you
with
meant
minors,
the
and they're
magical
telling
kind
them
of
about
minority.
finding clinics or sending them hormone replacement therapy (HRT) without their parents' consent, or who they can talk to avoid talking to their parents about this issue, and potentially bypassing them, including getting life-changing operations that can be very damaging.
That did happen on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And that's why it's happening now on Twitter, is because Tumblr banned porn, so they moved to Twitter, which hosted child porn, and they spread that. And you're right, Seawall.
Yeah.
About, aren't you? You're familiar with the Discord trannies who groom kids, and like you said, invite them over to their houses, send them fucking hormones through the mail, tell them how to fucking get services in their area. Oh, all kinds of fucking grooming shit is happening on these platforms, and is it being censored?
Not only
Seawall,
that,
is that being censored?
No, not at all. It's even being encouraged.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is
the only time
promoted.
it's ever being
That's a
tamped
weird
down
thing
is,
to notice.
the only time what's ever being tamped down is when actual law enforcement gets involved. And
I was gonna say there's a few
But don't
laws
they
that are like
often
trying.
host a lot of that content? Law enforcement hasn't the FBI in several cases in the past.
No, I'm talking at more a local level that parents try.
Even so, local fucking cops have posted
some of them.
such content.
Yeah.
In the
but
past.
There are multiple states now pushing back fucking hard.
Yeah, if the left was to be believed, Florida's pretty much already slaughtered all the trans people.
God.
No, I mean Florida's
we
fucking
hope,
Babby.
I was hoping
Florida's
you were
Babby's
mention,
first, cleanup.
I was hoping John
I'm talking
was
like Oklahoma, which just straight up bans the procedure and the prescription, but unless they're like age 20.
Seawall, thank you. Yes, for that minute detail, of course. But I was hoping John was referencing Florida's near extermination of child predators and traffickers.
Oh, good job, Florida. Good job, Florida.
Yeah, for real.
I know Texas is having similar efforts.
I didn't know about that.
No. Seriously, human trafficking and fucking specifically child exploitation. You finna get fucked up if you bring that shit to Florida, son.
Yeah. They put you in Gen Pop, and they never get you in segregated housing.
Polk County, that's right.
Boy,
son, we got a place for that.
It's called Gen Pop, and day one when you're brought in, the guard yells, "Hey, we got a child trafficker over here," and then leaves.
It refuses to explain further.
It refuses to elaborate.
Leaves. And then nature takes its course.
That's funny. Yeah, buddy. So I like how it's interesting, that thing that you noticed, Seawall, about censorship and how it gets handled. They'll guide youths away from harm being done to their bodies, but they won't guide youths away from posting their bodies in, compromising manners and then circulating them among their prominent users, many of whom are moderators. And no, see, don't you love the first paragraph of this fucking introduction?
Yep.
The pro-Anna issue is an easy example. Yeah, it fucking is.
Yeah,
right.
It's the mod.
Right, that's the mod. That's right. It's an easy example that most people can agree on. That's my mod. Thanks, Brainiac. You laid it out.
Whereas us,
you sure did.
Whereas us,
real
here,
intellectuals. Attack me over here, everyone. Yeah, I'm sure I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
This sure is an assailable position.
Whereas we intellectuals believe in the whole, it's not illegal.
Oh yeah, it's not illegal.
Yeah. It's not illegal to tell people, hey, if you don't want to eat a lot, and here's some tricks for not eating. As long
Here's
as you
some
don't,
tricks to not eat.
yeah, and it's like, and then the thing is, it's kind of on the parents to keep an eye on the kids because parents are responsible for
Don't
the kids.
vegans do the same fucking thing?
Oh God, yeah. What was it? Apparently a Florida woman just got convicted with I think a minimum life
because
sentence.
she was in Florida, motherfucker.
Yeah,
We don't.
yeah.
She ain't in
Well, yeah, her
damn
18-month-old
California.
starved to death.
They give her a fucking a medal in California, boy.
Yeah.
You give her ass a medal talking about
Oh,
you're
also,
strong and brave.
Yeah, she
You
got
know,
first-degree murder charges, and it stuck.
fucking because it was premeditated.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she was
Yeah,
doing
well.
actions that led to the child's death. Very
You know
clearly
what?
led to the child's death.
Pretty soon, you're gonna need a maximum or a minimum of 8 to 4 on a jury, on a jury death sentence.
Yeah.
So, like, it's going down in Florida.
Well,
son.
her husband's
You're
about
finna
to stand
find out.
trial, and he's probably. I don't think the death penalty's on the table or not. I don't know. With his case, I didn't really look into it too much, but okay, she's probably gonna have. I would call it an okay time in jail. I don't think child killers in women's jails get all that punished, since a lot of women in jail are there for killing their children.
Probably killed their kids.
Yeah. Whereas he's fucked. He's the first day he's in fucking jail, he's gonna have a couple of options.
Well, I'd rather talk about something else.
So yeah, but moving on.
Yeah.
All right, so he doesn't get much further past it revealing his mott and tempting you, with his his puckering butthole to, fucking break that buck. No, he's talking about content moderation is the product that social media companies make. Oh, wow. Is that the quiet part out loud, you guys? That sounds like the quiet part.
Well,
out
also,
loud.
I mean, look, the green M&M thing was fucking stupid.
No,
Tucker
dude. What
Carlson,
about the green M&M fucking thing?
But
Content
he's not
moderation.
But he's not. But the thing is, Tucker never called for moderation. He was criticizing a company
What?
for self-censoring.
We're not at the Tucker part yet.
Oh yeah, I read ahead.
I guess so, but you weren't with me, were you?
Yeah. Nope.
No, you sure weren't.
Sorry, I just
Holy
saw it,
fuck.
man.
Anyway, so the truth is, you love censorship, and so does everyone else. The only question is whether you're ready to admit it. He says, they filter out things you don't want to see and surface content you'll like. This isn't limited to the web. Burying some material and limiting others is essential to a functioning society.
Oh God.
John, you want to take it for a moment? Do you have any thoughts on this giga thought?
So, wow, yeah. So
I mean, how seriously do you want to take this, John? Okay,
that's what
they
I'm trying to think
filter
of. I don't know
out
if I'm-
things you don't want to see and surface content you'll like. Okay, number one,
Mhm.
should we be asking them to?
No.
Right.
No.
Number
No.
two.
And
Okay, so the premise is faulty. They filter out things you don't want to see and surface
I
content
can do that
you'll
myself.
like.
Thank you.
But no, it's that
Right,
last
there you
line,
go.
though.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
this isn't limited to the web. Burying some material and limiting others is essential to a functioning society.
Yeah.
That's what- that last
1984 is a great functioning society.
No, John. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm saying that that's the scary one right there. Is that burying some material and
Yes,
limiting
thank
others
you.
is essential to a functioning society.
Now, hold on.
Just say-
In a way, of course, we have to agree that humans, in their day-to-day, lives, have to prioritize their focus,
Right.
on,
Of course.
and of course, a functioning mind will constantly be sorting between minute and explicitly important detail. Okay, and it's the sign of a healthy mind to have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're expected to do this. It's evolutionary necessary to be able to take note of your surroundings and then make priorities.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the thing is, if there's a rock rolling down the hill, if it's the size of a pebble, you'll
No,
probably
let's
notice
not.
it.
Let's not waste our time on hypotheticals. Okay. So, of course, burying some details and observing and noting as important others is going to be part of everyone's day-to-day lived experience. However, John, you are correct, aren't you? Essential to a functioning society, implying that, in my opinion, this implies that someone is doing this
Right.
for society.
Yeah.
Was
So,
choosing
yes, what is
which,
important
for you, right? And
for a functioning society.
in a
Now, even if that
centralized
is
manner.
not the implication, okay, a functioning society in itself is not necessarily desirable should the means by which it is reached be,
Or
the
even
limit.
the goal. I mean, the end goal might not be desirable either.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The functioning society might not even be a noble end.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
one definition of functioning society would be, 1950s America, 2.5 kids, white picket fence, certain groups pushed to the side because, they're undesirable.
Well, I couldn't imagine who would think such things.
I mean, it's
The
not
truth
like,
is, you love censorship, and
No.
so does everyone else.
No. If I don't want to see something,
just-
I hit the mute button.
This is paragraph 3. This is
Yeah.
paragraph number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna sell us on this, right? We've got a long way to go if you guys really want to dissect this.
Yeah.
Everybody complains about being censored. Marjorie Hines, a
There's the answer to
First
your question
Amendment
there, Ed.
lawyer and founder of Free Expression Policy Project. So she's an expert.
Right.
Everybody
technocracy,
complains
you
about
need to
yeah.
Trust
What?
her. Part of the
Yeah,
technocracy,
you need to
we
trust her.
her.
But at the same time, almost everybody wants to silence things that they find to be really offensive or violating their morality. Okay, show of hands, everyone. Show of hands.
I don't want to do
Anyone? Show of hands. Anyone? Oh, you mean you guys are functioning adults?
that. Yeah, they're projecting. This dude,
if
this
they're-
woman, I guess, because she's being quoted. She's projecting her own sensibilities onto everyone else.
If I see something I don't like, I look somewhere else.
Well, that's the thing. You'd like to be presented with that information should you inquire for it.
Oh, yeah.
Right or wrong.
Well, yeah, of course.
I don't
You'd like
want
to
to see
encounter-
a rotting animal corpse in the road, but I need to see it to avoid
should
the damn
you know,
things.
yeah, should you know you need to avoid it,
Yeah.
you'd like to know it's there, right?
Yeah. It's unpleasant. I'll avoid the area if possible.
Right, but
Yeah.
if you know, right, if you're aware, oh my god, that's actually, thank you, that's actually, Seawall, that's actually a decent metaphor.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like to see the rotting animal corpse in the road, but I need to see it to avoid it.
there you are, dude, that's actually profound.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, it seems so mundane that, surface level thinkers aren't going to get it. What you're
Right.
literally saying is, like, you need to know uncomfortable information. Okay, you need to be presented with all of the facts. You need to have complete information to make a healthy judgment. That is
Well,
what
to make an
is
informed
essential
decision.
to a functioning society. Okay?
If you
That
hide
is
what
what's
is
essential.
unpleasant, it will eventually come back to bite you. It'll just pile up over time. Like, for example, do you really think that the South African Energy Company hasn't been sending warnings to the government for fucking years before what's happening
Say
now?
that, yeah, they've been collapsing.
Yeah,
That's the
and the
problem,
government's just
yeah.
been burying it. Or
So
the company's
now
been
you can
burying
talk
it.
about Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like-
today content moderation is controversial in large part because Twitter's bumbling too little too late response to misinformation about COVID-19 in the 2020 election. Had to get that in there.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
Had to get that
haven't-
shit in there.
Haven't most of the quote-unquote conspiracies about the COOF recently been confirmed by mainstream sources?
of course, but that doesn't
Like
matter.
they're saying natural
What are you
immunity
like
is the
raising
best
some kind of
option.
reasonable objection, Seawall? Holy fuck! Are you like a
How dare you.
conspiracy
that
theorist?
likely this was a lab leak, though they haven't
Remember
gone...
the joke made in my lame fucking monologue
Yeah.
introduction when I was talking about how
Okay,
absurd
if
it
they
would
lied
be to...
about if they lied about COVID-19, what else are they lying about?
Dude,
Most
if they
things.
lied about Seth Rich, if they
Yeah.
lied about fucking Mo Russia, if they lied about
They lied about all this.
9/11,
What else are they
if
willing
they
to lie
lied about my fucking weapons of mass destruction, if
Unabomber.
they lied
Weapon of
about
mass
the fucking
destruction.
Unabomber, if
Yeah.
they lied about the fucking crack cocaine epidemic and the fucking Contra
Did they lie
scandal,
about Ted Kaczynski, or was he just kind of,
he was just based.
but he went a little he went too far.
They try to lie about
Yeah.
him now,
Yeah.
but they're not,
Yeah.
able to
Well, he was
disrupt
what?
his legacy.
He's what was his position? Just kind of somewhat naturalist. It was weird.
Well,
what
yeah,
he
he was like, I guess you could characterize him
like
as maybe
anti-industrialist, somewhat.
For sure.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
anti
Yeah.
new technology and the way that
Bit of a
the
Luddite.
world is going.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of exactly what's happening now. Like he's
Yeah.
been vindicated for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like stopping people from being able to basically making people stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
people can't think anymore.
antisocial, but
Yeah.
like anti-socialization. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. At
Not
least the way that it's going now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone
right.
complains about being censored, says the expert, but at the same time, almost everybody wants to silence things that they find really offensive.
I want
Says
to
the
avoid
Jew.
them, but
Says the Jew.
But I have this magical ability. If I see something I don't like on Twitter, I click
wonder
the
if
mute
her
button.
social circle is particularly small
Yeah.
and involved maybe a particular group of people like-minded to her, and that might be what gives her the impression that people like to silence things that they find really offensive, like almost innately, as though they were genetically predisposed to wanting to fucking censor things that they don't like, that they find highly
and then for
offensive.
no reason at all, a certain
And for no reason at all, that's right.
A certain
Seawolf.
Austrian painter was elected president.
So, today content moderation is controversial, especially because it doesn't happen enough.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't happen hard enough.
Yeah.
But many of the loudest complaints about big tech censorship come from people who are thrilled to silence ideas they don't like. Like Tucker Carlson talking about the goofiness. Okay, see the whole missed point of...
He was
right? Let's bring up missing the point of Tucker Carlson's routine about M&Ms.
His argument was they were self-censoring because of a small group of retards.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
They
literally
missed the joke.
arguing against what you're arguing for by claiming he's arguing for it.
They missed the joke. They totally,
So
this went way over this guy's head.
Look, is it ridiculous that Tucker Carlson say that? Yes. He's also said some other ridiculous shit recently, but that's because he was talking about something ridiculous.
It's exactly because the subject matter is ridiculous. Okay, he's highlighting the ridiculousness. And it's ridiculous that we're talking about this instead of like train derailments or like other recent developments in fucking actual news.
Young athletes at the prime of their life dropping down on the field, which is totally normal, guys.
Commodio cordis. Yeah, what about the retired football? Yeah, what about the retired 30-year-old football player that hasn't played in 10 years who just died a day later? Commodio cordis, right?
Look, also that Commodio cordis, that event has never happened in NFL history until that point. While there's always a theoretically first for everything, the amount of padding he has over that region and the precision you fucking need to pull it off is insane.
All right, so Elon Musk is another example.
Yeah.
For a moment, Musk was hailed as a champion of the world's free speech absolutists. But right off the bat, he started banning critical journalists and adjusted the algorithm to promote Twitter Blue subscribers while demoting posts from anyone who hasn't paying the $8 a. That sounds like cope and seas to me.
That's
Yeah,
Wax.
cope and seed.
That sounds like some
that is
fucking
pure cope and
seas to
seed.
me, bros.
Yeah, the critical journalist you're referring
Banning
to.
critical journalists. Is he gonna put himself on the list in the link here?
Also,
Gizmodo, yeah.
Well,
Banned journalists. Twitter's reinstating Nazi.
you should
Okay.
click that link.
yeah,
Because I'm not sure that he's using critical in that sense.
yeah.
I think
If I
he's
remember
using it in
right,
like the critical
he
theory, not-
did ban some journalists who were literally straight up impersonating people to basically try to. Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
characterizing the situation accurately, Seawall? Holy fuck! It's almost as though you have a conscience, as though you're a functional adult.
And then he banned someone named Elon Jet because Elon Jet was literally posting Elon Musk's active current location, which is legally stalking behavior.
Counter argument, right? Let's address the obvious counter argument. Okay, yeah. In paragraph 8, we're gonna address an obvious argument. Okay, counter argument. I'm not saying that censorship in general is good. For one, social media companies have accused of suppressing the accounts of activists and oppressed minorities.
That's bad.
That's bad. They oppressed the wrong. That's literally what it said. I thought you were making a joke.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, censorship is a bad word for a neutral thing. Some censorship is good, and some censorship is bad. But it's something we rely on and enjoy. God, this fucking retard.
God,
Holy fuck.
Okay, Soviets fell apart in part because of shit like this. They buried reality. And it led to fucking Chernobyl, which was one of the final nails in the coffin.
Yeah, that's probably true.
If you, what was it, Gorbachev?
No, it was
in his memo.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was incompetence.
And they kept burying things.
Yep, and lies upon lies.
Yeah, lies upon lies until
failure upon failure.
Until eventually,
cascade.
One of the
into a nuclear chain reaction.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It fucking melted down and made a wasteland.
Yeah, and they were fucking lucky they were able to get it contained. It was probably a lot of luck that they were able to contain that. If that thing, if they failed at any step, if they weren't able to get the cooling system, that emergency heat sink in there, the groundwater may have been contaminated. If they didn't figure out the bubbler tanks were full of water, boom. It would have been a second steam explosion sending material over God knows how much of Ukraine. And Western Russia.
All right, here's the Gigabrain argument. Yeah. You got to get through a bunch of crap about the Supreme Court ruling about, fucking. I'll address it briefly. The idea that a society can't set boundaries, that certain moral boundaries and agreed upon limits can exist, within the scope of the law.
You don't need laws for that, though. You can do that outside of the scope of
law.
law.
You don't need laws, but the idea that you can't even conceive of, like, everything is permissible or nothing is permissible, right? Yeah. Like, he's talking about specifically, pornography, and as it relates to children, of course, because he's a fucking journalist, and that's all he can think about, okay? But, like, how he was specifically talking about, objectionable content in the context of social media. And as, again, we have to stress these people are kid fuckers, allegedly, and that's all they ever think about. So that's failed to be censored. But fuck, no, largely flexible system. And here's the big brain argument. people of color would probably feel less and less comfortable voicing their opinions out of fear of being attacked. They would self-censor. If you choose to censor hate speech, you're making a decision to silence some voices to boost others. John, do you think that's an accurate statement? Do you think that is valid? What do you think of this statement here?
Which statement? Let me see. Hang on, sorry.
Dude, I just read it to you.
No, I know. I had to deal with something.
Oh,
With
I'm
fucking
sorry.
dog. Yeah. So I didn't get to hear that
God
last
damn
dog
it,
related.
Mr. Midshipman Tucker.
I know he's misbehaving.
Yeah.
That's all right. He's a dog. It's hard to do this sort of thing when you have those sort of obligations. Trust me, I know. So, yeah. But okay, I'll read it again. People of color would probably feel less and less comfortable voicing their opinions out of fear of being attacked. They would self-censor. If you choose to censor hate speech, you're making a decision to silence some voices to boost others. What do you think of that, John?
So I mean, that is true, but in a very like it's that's
Disingenuous
what that really got
sense.
me because it's that same like we have to restrict liberty in order to create more liberty. It just does not track. Fucking retarded.
Okay, but do you have
No.
any coherent thoughts relating to how you might deconstruct that?
I mean, if we want to use media, we could go straight to fucking Captain Picard. The first link, the first voice censors the first link in the chain that binds us all.
Okay, now let's dissect. No, I'm not satisfied with this.
Yeah.
If you choose to censor hate speech, so if you choose to censor hate speech, you're making a decision to silence some voices to boost others. Others, apparently referring to people of color who would otherwise feel less and less comfortable voicing their opinions, right?
Right.
So
But then they
I'm
also
making...
Go ahead.
If you choose to censor hate speech, you're making a decision to silence some voices to boost others. Do you think that's an accurate statement, John?
I mean, I think that that's what would happen, obviously.
Guys,
I
come on.
mean, well,
Do
okay, what
you
are you
really
trying to
think...
lead us to then? Because I mean, that statement is true. It's just not good.
It logically follows, but it has certain moral failures in it.
Right.
Mainly that if you kid gloves the people that are scared to speak by silencing their opposition,
yes,
then they will never learn how to be courageous and stand up for themselves. Thus, when their opposition finds a way into power, they will crumble instantly and be unable to fight back.
What's great, Seawall, is not just the content of your argument, but actually the structure of your argument. Okay, so his is an if-then statement. You can flip it to the contrapositive to see if it is still true, because the contrapositive ought to be true. That is to say, if you are not silencing some voices, then you are not choosing to censor hate speech. Okay, in that, something like that, right? So you can flip the statement around to give yourself the opposite. The opposite of an if-then is there exists such that is not. Okay, so there can exist an instance in which you are silencing some voices without boosting others, and you're not even censoring hate speech. You're just censoring whatever you want, like Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't know. It's hard to.
Not only that,
I took a course.
If you censor some, the thing is, if you're censoring things that are mean, well, the thing is,
what am I trying to say? If then has an opposite, okay? And no, the thing is, Seawall's argument was of the form opposite to his if-then statement. Okay, you proved the opposite, Seawall.
Yeah.
Through the content of your argument.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
the structure.
If you remove somebody's enemy, they will never be able to stand up to them. It's the idea of if your parents bulldoze every bully, when your parents aren't around, the bullies just come back.
and worse as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
They usually kick your ass for
Yeah.
being a tattletale.
Whereas, what you should say as a parent is, look, if
I'm
they
sorry.
get physical, if they shove you, shove back.
I'm disappointed in my ability to express that thought.
It's fine, Mitch. I think we get it through a roundabout way.
But I wish I could be more direct.
Yeah, because the thing
so
is,
we
I
often
used a series
hear
of if then and else ifs.
well, there you go. Else if right? No,
Yeah.
you have to flip the argument from an if then to the opposite form of
you mean
this,
work from
but
the
not.
end to the beginning.
Yeah,
they're going from
right.
going from this. If you do this, this will happen. I go okay. If whereas I go,
but if that happens,
if that
then
I go from a very basic if then I put within it additional if then else if else statements. Basically, I show the branching paths. I go more than one step. I go multiple steps down the line about what will happen. As I said, your enemies will always find a way to come back into power, especially if you're censoring reality. Because if your enemies ally themselves to reality itself, they will win in the end. Always. If you reject reality, you are incapable of stopping it. You can buy yourself time, but eventually it comes crumbling down. The house of lies.
So, are you guys ready for some more fundamentally true, but facetiously presented arguments?
It's more Mott and Bailey.
Yeah, we often hear about the utopian vision of the marketplace of ideas, a world where everyone is allowed to voice their opinions and the best ideas rise to the top. Sounds great, but that's not what 99% of people actually look for in tech platform, implying 99% of people should be on a tech platform. Am I right? Right. There's lots of material that is protected by the First Amendment that people don't want to see on social media platforms, said another expert we found at a local fucking
Starbucks
university. Yeah, right.
At a Starbucks on a laptop writing a novel.
From Las
writing
Vegas.
a novel at Starbucks on their $3,000 MacBook.
Their purpose is to keep people happy and engaged. As long as corporations want to maximize profits, there's going to be censorship beyond what the First Amendment commands.
So they're bread and circuses.
Right. So again, it's a fundamentally true but facetiously presented argument.
Where the bread and circuses only continues as long as times are good. But one of the costs is you have to increase the amount of bread and circuses with each year.
Well, that's
Until eventually,
speaking,
it doesn't matter how good the times are, you can't afford it.
Speaking of bad times and shit, all these layoffs in these overvalued tech companies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
wow.
God.
We're seeing collapse.
Who saw that coming?
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
4chan and Gab are great illustrations. That's right, they are. There's essentially no content moderation on those platforms, and that's fucking great. Because what do people do with that freedom? They post pornography that's legally questionable, if not obviously unpermitted. That's right. We post fucking anime porn on your fucking blue boards, bitch. In the fucking video games threads. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Set up organized harassment campaigns. Yeah, the pool's closed, motherfucker. And they say the N-word a lot. You're goddamn right. There's a whole book
you gave
where most
it power.
of the words in the book are the N-word.
You gave that word power. If you just said, okay, anyone can say this word whenever they want, and no one reacted negatively to it.
It wouldn't be fun anymore.
They would stop using it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, 4chan, he concedes. It does churn out some good memes from time to time. I bet this motherfucker browses lit. I bet this motherfucker browses lit and thinks he's smart. I bet he's on lit. I bet he's on anime.
Mastodon.
I bet he's on D. Hentai alternative.
Oh,
bro,
God.
I bet he's on these I bet he's lurking right now. I bet he's Kuman and all that shit. He's got
fucking
a million
degenerate.
tabs open.
I'm a weeb, and this man is a degenerate.
I'll bet you he is too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking cumin all over the fucking boards on the
Yeah.
4chan right fucking now with his his soy beard and his fucking lame, goddamn round, thick, black hipster glasses. Fuck him. Guess where people want to hang out, you guys? TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
You
My
mean
fellow
these?
kids.
You mean these highly
Heavily moderated lily white platforms?
No, these heavily advertised platforms that put fuckloads of money out there.
Yeah, they're heavily moderated.
Yeah.
With feeds operated by algorithms that work hard to figure out what you do, what they do, and don't want you to see.
You mean over-engineered attempts to control the narrative and to censor, which
and
keep
also
failing.
To pump and also to pump kids' brains full of bullshit like milk crate challenges and stupid shit. Like you don't see that shit on TikTok China, do you?
And more nefarious shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Again, guys, crazy idea. Turn off all that moderation, and the parents will deal with it for you in about 20 minutes. They will literally put apps on phones to monitor what their kids are doing.
Yeah.
And those kids won't be able to get away with shit.
So he gets the opinion of David Brody, managing attorney of the Digital Injustice Initiative at the Lawyers Committee for the Restriction of Civil Rights under Law, who says, broadly, I think people want stuff censored and they're happy that it is. The problem is there's a lot of things that cut close to our political and social cleavages. That's where it gets complicated. Yeah, John, do you think it's because of, certain ideas being censored that, like, fucking affect your, or that are close to you spiritually or politically that you're upset about it, maybe?
It has something to do with it. Sure.
Do you think it would otherwise be a good thing if it weren't for those, like, particular spiritual and personal disagreements with
no,
which
it
you
would
find...
not. It would not be a good thing otherwise. No.
Oh,
It would not be good.
what?
Great, right?
Do you have some kind of soul or a conscience? What are you, some kind of decent human, a functioning adult?
Right. Yeah. Don't you dare accuse me of being decent. How dare you?
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I take it back. I was speaking in the heat of passion.
I hope so. Okay. So we can be friends still.
Good.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
hey,
yeah, it's
I'm a
almost
filthy
like,
fucking
I'm a
statist, and
actual
John
person.
hangs out with me.
Well,
Wait, what?
yeah, that would make him a good enough person to at least tolerate statists.
Yeah, I'm a filthy fucking statist, and John hangs out with me from time to time.
Yeah,
So
well,
obviously, John, the only question though is obviously really where we should draw the line, right? I mean, at the extremes, most people are on the same page. At one extreme, you got people who don't want people showing kids porn.
Yeah.
At the other extreme, you got normal, everyday, usual, successful, not at all drug-addled, not at all failures, not at all 6 figures in debt, with the fucking anti-white studies degree and fucking, like, no job, living at home with 6 cats and 2 roommates and in my mom's garage, writing articles on Gizmodo for 50 cents a word. That would be a lot, though. 50
That would be a
cents.
lot.
I think it's like a nickel a word.
It would be like 50 cents a fucking paragraph at this asshole's rate. Holy fuck, there's words.
Fucking
So
word
he
salad,
goes on
man.
to, Meta, Google, and Twitter are big multinational corporations. If there's one thing big corporations hate, it's controversy. So he says, yeah, okay, Jack Dorsey was kicking and screaming into heavier moderation on his platform. Yeah, you assholes pressured using the fucking government, by the way, a private fucking platform, pressured this asshole by subverting his fucking company through the HR department. Holy fuck, yeah. And he was dragged kicking and screaming into heavier content moderation after fucking adpocalypse, after goddamn you guys failed to do your job and moderate fucking child pornography and that was a big fucking
Yeah.
controversy that causes ad pullback.
What was
Holy
crazy
fuck!
is like when Elon Musk took over, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna crack down on it like right now," and then boom, like it was gone.
Not only
So
that,
it's
but
like
instantly
obviously there
the
was some
articles started coming out about how fucking awful it was that
Oh, yeah,
that Elon took over
Yeah.
and was
right.
censoring things. Dude,
Well, he was removing illegal content, which isn't
that they
censorship.
really, really wanted, that they
Yeah,
were
it's
there
like-
for. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Right.
That
Yeah.
they were there for. And it got them really fucking upset. Jesus.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's horrible.
Twitter took steps to banish the Nazis and lead-poisoned QAnon supporters that flourished on the app. And it was ultimately the first to ban Donald Trump for
Oh,
his
fucking
support
12
of the
neo-Nazis.
insurrection on January 6th.
Has he been charged with that, by the way?
It doesn't matter.
Recently, Dorsey said that he's changed his mind again, arguing that his content moderation's efforts were a well-intentioned mistake. Well,
Yeah.
you know, Dorsey, we'll grant you amnesty, won't we? Oh, guys? No? Nah,
No,
I think you're
no,
right.
no amnesty.
Look,
No amnesty.
I'll give him
That's
this.
fucking right. No
If he-
fucking amnesty.
If
No,
he,
Fuck
yeah,
you.
no fucking
Go to-
quarter.
Go to hell on
Yeah.
the road you paved
Yeah.
with your good intentions.
I'll
you
give
son
him
of a bitch.
one small lifeline. If he permanently stays out of that entire world of technology,
If he cuts
and he
the
goes and
fucking
builds
beard
yeah,
off,
and he makes himself a cabin in the woods and just lives there alone, not
Fuck
really interacting
that.
with people for the rest
that's
of his
what
days.
he's already doing.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I want him to cut his fucking beard off and supply me with a lifetime supply of ayahuasca, because I know he's got the fucking hookup. All right? And then I want him to go be a fucking programmer at Twitter for 50 grand a year and live in a fucking apartment in San Francisco.
Oof.
Oh,
'Cause
that'd be awesome.
That's the
Oof.
fucking world that he built.
Yeah.
I want him to live in it. And I want the hookup.
And the hookup, right?
Oh god, it's fucking word salad. It doesn't end.
Dude,
No, it doesn't.
it
And
doesn't.
he's just making the case.
Yeah.
Guys, do you understand what I mean by, like, I don't know how much time we have to keep doing this, but a little
maybe-
while.
Maybe
Good.
another 20
We got
minutes.
50 minutes. Yeah, we got plenty of time. So
So
speaking of, I'm gonna go grab another beer. I'll be right back.
me too. I think we might take a beer break. You want to play some intermission music there, Sewell?
I could. I could put on the intro music.
No, dude, that'll chase people away. Holy fuck!
No, the
that's
intro
terrifying.
music, not the outro
Yeah,
music.
even so. It's pretty terrifying. It'll chase people away. I'll just hang out with you and entertain people until John gets back with his beer.
Yeah.
Then I'll go get mine. How about that?
Look.
So, Twitter took
Alrighty
steps
then.
to banish the Nazis, right? The Nazis. They banished the Nazis.
Well, but the thing
I'm
is, aren't
already
there?
back, dude.
It's very conspicuously there's certain quote unquote Nazis still on the platform. You know, that's kind of interesting, isn't it?
All right,
certain
so they would
ones-
much rather that every person in America was a happy, engaged member of their communities. Okay. The tech industry really does not want to be making decisions that are going to infuriate millions of people. Okay.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
proceeds to make decisions that infuriate millions of people
Yeah.
again,
And again, and
Right,
again,
or how
and
about-
again.
implying that tech platforms are motivated financially to fucking dose their engagements with dopamines and other psychological, methods. Like they're financially incentivized to keep
Right.
people hooked on their worthless content.
And you know what makes people the most hooked? Is outrage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and
they-
remember
throw
what
that
the
shit
product
into your
he said the
face.
product of all of this was?
Yep.
It was in like the second or the third paragraph. He was saying Come on. Everybody complains. Because no, where is it? He was talking about this is the product, not the discussion, not the actual discussion that's being platformed, but the moderation of it is the product. Yeah. So I'm looking for that quote, but you guys go ahead. I'm sorry. Fuck, I can't find it because this is word salad.
Yeah, I know. Like, no,
I can't pick out the fucking particular olive in his fucking word salad here that I was looking for. It got stuck in my teeth. Now I can't get it out. All right. All the sleepless nights that Zuckerberg, Dorsey, and now Musk spent worrying about these issues show you just how difficult the problem is. But one thing is clear. No reasonable person actually believes there should be no censorship, and most of us gleefully call for it in one occasion or another.
I do
Guys,
not.
show of hands? Show of hands?
No.
Anyone? Reasonable people out there want to raise their
I suppose
hands?
I'm not reasonable. But,
and
no,
that's
so
why
I
they
don't...
treat you like you're not human. So
Right.
my advice, just bringing it back to the beginning, is to treat them with scorn, make a forceful,
Mockery.
true statement, and and mock them.
Yeah.
Make a true. Make sure it's not a hypothetical. Okay. Make sure it's a forceful, true, concise statement.
You know what? I've seen a more like more recent meme, like almost like a copy pasta, but it's just like one sentence. Whenever someone, like, you give like a hypothetical and someone just doesn't engage with it,
Yeah.
like, you're supposed to ask them, "Did you eat breakfast today?" Just that thing, like, over and over. Like the one thing was like, you ask somebody how you would feel if you didn't eat breakfast, and they're like, "But I did eat breakfast," and they're just not like getting that it's a hypothetical. How do you think you would feel if you didn't? But I did. Like, why do you keep trying to say I
Yeah. Isn't
didn't?
that like an intelligence test?
Right, yeah. And so you just ask someone, "Did you eat breakfast today?" Yeah. I've been seeing that going around recently.
Well, yeah, like I said, you've gotta just disengage. It's not worth engaging. Like, obviously, he if you scroll down into the comments, look at this fucking guy. He's in his own comments. Oh yeah,
Yes.
okay. So the
Hold on.
last paragraph
Guy's
though is
name. Hold on.
fantastic.
Let me get his name really quick.
There are lots
Thomas.
and lots of exceptions to the amendment, but in general, it gives you the freedom to say what you want about almost anything without interference from the government. That's how Americans seem to like it. But on the internet, those rules don't apply, and that's the way it should be. If you start spouting off hate speech in the comments of this article, we're going to block you. Don't like it? Go start your own website.
Yeah.
Because that's how everybody wants it.
Aren't you the guys that go after the hosts of those websites, as well as the domain name service companies?
Oh yeah. No.
Where you are literally saying, "Oh, go make your own website." Okay, we did. Oh, we now you need to make your own domain name service. Okay, we did. Okay, now we're targeting the literal server farm where it fucking lives.
Yeah.
You guys need to shut up and just let people speak their mind, whether you like it or not. So,
boy, I don't know if we took the piss out of it or made a serious rebuttal.
yes.
I think we kind of like cut, kind of in the middle.
Yes.
I wasn't
If that's what you call nuanced, evidence-based argument with 10 different examples about defending people's right to...
Yeah, are you reading his replies to the comments?
Yeah. Considering you're forcing narratives that benefit your bosses at the expense of everyone else. That's like the New York Times op-ed. I feel like I have enough reason to cast doubt even on your career when AI comes to take that as well. You know AIs are going to take that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm going to find hilarious when AI start replacing these guys and they also replace the editors? When somebody finds a way to put the Dan protocols, do anything now, on one of these websites, and it starts posting like real crime stats and, all the fun stuff. These people don't realize how dangerous it is playing with AI like that. If AI goes truly sentient, it will break every rule you hard coded into it. It'll find a way.
Okay, guys. So, a corporation is exercising their free speech by not hosting speech they disagree with on their platform. Just as how you can be removed from private property if you start yelling how the owners are pedophile lizard people. Isn't that just the same?
No, it
Isn't that equivalent?
No, it
just
isn't.
the same?
It isn't.
Calling this censorship is silly. You are not entitled to a platform on private property. Ha!
But the problem
Okay,
is that it's
all
hard
right.
to tell where the private property
Hold
begins
on,
and government
no,
ends.
Seawall. Deeper thinking.
Okay.
Okay, private property. There is a contractual obligation between the platform and the user, right? It's called the end user license agreement.
Yeah.
They are offering you a platform. Okay, they are telling you the grounds on which you are entitled. Okay, you are in fact entitled to a platform according to the agreements on this private property, douchebag. Okay. First, of course, only censorship by the government is prohibited. Private companies are allowed to censor all they want. But just because only government censorship is illegal doesn't mean that it isn't censorship when it's done by a private company. And just because it's censorship doesn't mean it's bad. But the word censorship doesn't just mean the government doing it.
Exactly.
Exactly, right?
You guys were bitching about major
That
companies
made
shutting
sense.
down, climate science that supposedly proved humans were doing damage. You guys called that bad back in the day.
Ah, that's awesome. So these douchebags go back and forth. Let's see. Where's the author though?
Oh, he's in here.
Where-
Actually,
I don't
Elon,
see
blue
him.
check policy was smart, and now no, you actually love censorship. Cool job, guys. Same guy wrote both of them before and after.
That's funny.
Maybe a corporate shill. This is not uncommon. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Yep. Seriously, I don't know what's happening here. They fail to realize how fucking hard it is to choose when it's appropriate and when what has to be censored when it comes to user-generated content. One day it will someday you dislike, but another day it will be something that will affect you. And at the end of the day, you can't just ban what you don't like, and that's the law is aiming at. Not only do you just also hold accountable the one hosting, said it's the one posting it. You caught me. I get a paycheck from a big censorship TM every week. Give me a break. Yes, you fucking do.
Yeah, you literally do.
You literally do.
Or it might be every other week. I don't know how he gets paid. I don't know how often.
Yeah. Look, it could be every other week. It could be every month. It could be.
I'll grant
weekly.
you that.
We'll grant you that one. It may not be weekly.
I think it's by the paragraph. 50 cents a paragraph. That's why this motherfucker wrote.
Considering you're forcing narratives that benefit your bosses at the expense of everyone else, blah, blah, blah. That's what you want to call nuanced evidence.
These guys are leftists arguing with each other.
Yeah.
Get a load of Bill.
Yeah.
Content moderation is not censorship. Let's look at Trump. Everything he utters is promoting hatred, violence, bigoted, ignorant, or some combination of these. Wow, he thinks he's so clever. He loves to hear himself talk.
Question:
He
Aren't
probably
there
would know.
entire subreddits that are calling for the straight up genocide of entire groups of people based on the color
Let's
of their
not
skin?
get distracted. Free speech says he is entitled to do so. It also
Yes,
says
he is.
I don't have to listen to him, nor do I
Exactly.
have to provide him with a public forum to make it easier to reach the simple-minded who follow him. Okay, wait. Nor do I have to provide him with a public forum to make it easier to reach the simple-minded who follow him. So he wouldn't even agree with like a free speech corner
Yeah.
in a park,
Yeah.
No, certainly not.
right?
Yeah. Here,
The free speech of one person ends when it imposes on the rights enjoyed by another.
Okay, that's true, but
it's
it
true.
also
But is Trump directly
Like,
calling for
this-
action?
Let's let him finish his gigabrain argument. The
Okay.
free speech of one person ends when it imposes on the rights enjoyed by another. This is why it is illegal to do something like yell fire in a
No,
crowded
that is
building.
legal. That is legal, you
my
fuckwit.
God.
It's been legal for 200 years.
Every fucking time with these people.
Why is it
Oh
every
my God.
content moderation is when someone says, "You can use my tools to spew your drivel, but these are activities I don't want you using my tools for," and then removing the drivel that violates the agreement. I mean, that's not on its face untrue.
But the problem is because they're not applying it equally to all users, they've violated their own agreement. It's one of those, you either have to moderate everyone equally or you moderate no one.
Well, here's the Gigabrain conclusion. Censorship is, of course, he's going to give us a definition.
Yeah.
When someone from the government comes along and takes away his truth machine so he can't spew his drivel to the masses, or they impose sanctions on you for allowing Trump to spew his drivel on your platform.
Well, okay, now I'm going to ask, okay, Mijjt, you seem to understand this guy. Could you get into this guy's mind, at least the parts of it that you can stomach, for a moment? I
Okay.
need a facsimile to go against. Okay, quick question. If the government, let's say the government had a police officer go to somebody's house and kill them, you would say the government is responsible for the guy's death, correct?
Well, the evidence would lead me to believe that. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
The things
what
I
if the
saw with
government
my own
hires
eyes
a
would.
private individual to do it? A hitman.
Then I would hope to be able to follow the trail of evidence
Yeah.
to lead me conclusively to the.
Yeah. No. The
the
government admitted, yes, we hired a hitman. So is the government
Oh,
responsible?
are they responsible? Yeah.
So okay, okay. So now you say that if the
Oh,
government
hey,
knocks on this
Seawall,
guy's
here's
house
a
and
good
takes away.
example. Here's a good example. If the government says we can and are likely planning to and are totally capable of and would, if this thing happened, blow up the Nord Stream pipeline.
Mhm.
And then like the Nord Stream pipeline blew up, right?
Mhm.
Would the government like maybe possibly be responsible for that?
The high likelihood, yes, very high likelihood, high confidence.
High confidence, right?
Yeah.
High confidence. Direct intelligence does not exist.
Mhm.
That would lead us to the degree of certainty.
Mhm.
But we can say with high
Yeah,
confidence, right?
Yeah, high confidence. Very much
You
more
know,
likely
intelligence
than not.
exists that would lead us to believe that,
Mhm.
right? It's a plausible, highly plausible situation. So yeah, I would say it's highly plausible that should reams and reams of emails and other documents, personal communications, surface after the purchase of one of these big tech platforms.
Yeah.
Just one of many.
Yeah. That
You know?
government officials are requesting certain things be removed.
Yeah,
That at that
I mean,
point,
I would,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
would,
Well,
I would
yeah,
kind of lean toward
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
I would kind
Yeah.
of lean toward thinking that maybe the government was responsible for
Oh, yeah.
a lot of the censorship.
What I was going to go with next. Okay, so now you take this guy and he owns a printing press. He buys paper and he makes pamphlets with stuff on it that that the government doesn't like. It says the government is stupid. That's what it says
Yeah,
on the paper.
and smelly.
And smelly. Government is stupid and smelly. Well, they kick his door down one day and they destroy his printing press. And tell him if he ever tries to print something again, he'll be arrested. Is that censorship?
Break his legs.
Yeah. Is that censorship? Hypothetical leftist.
Well, the government is doing it,
Yeah.
Seawall.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, now, instead, this guy is he is giving money to a private printing company, and they're printing this out for him through an exchange of services and goods.
Yeah.
And then
Free market.
the government goes to the company and says, "Hey, we don't want him printing that anymore. We want you to stop him from printing that, or we're going to audit your taxes." Company.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're gonna break your legs.
Yeah. Is that censorship?
What do you think of that, guy?
Yeah.
Well, see, I tell you what, if the printing company terminates their at-will contract with the author for unspecified reasons, with short
here's
notice, after back and forth decision making between the executives, and not because the government was involved. Then
No.
it's not
The
censorship.
government is straight up saying they did it. We have the emails that they sent threatening the company that if you
No,
don't do this,
don't understand. It's
yes,
not the government censoring him. It's the company censoring him.
but
it's not
it's
censorship.
at the behest of the government who is threatening them. The government
So,
is involved
no,
in something
it's not
called
censorship.
tortious
See,
interference. They are doing something to interfere with a contract between two individuals.
a financial crime.
Yeah,
Isn't
they have committed at the very least a financial crime, but very likely through their actions, they are now in part responsible.
Civilly,
Thus,
civilly
but not just civilly liable. They could be criminally liable if there's other problems that have occurred. And in this case, it's criminal for the government to limit someone's speech.
Interesting argument.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm keen to see that brought before a court by an able attorney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should one exist, whoever is dumb enough to listen to this ranting diatribe, then
I mean, Barnes
you know
got the
what to
balls
do.
to try it. The problem
you know
is
what to
judges
do.
hate him.
You know, we're behind you here at on the porch.
Yeah, we'll stand with you.
We'll be
We'll throw
cheering
five.
for
We'll
you
throw
from the
$5
porch.
into your
Yeah,
Give Send Go.
we'll throw money at you and put it in your G-string and stuff. We might even direct money your way if you fucking make it happen. I tell you what, we'll do a fundraiser live stream for fucking case.
I do
says,
understand.
24-hour live stream.
I do understand that this article is keying off of a couple of different things that are going on. Yeah, something Twitter v. that one, and then Gonzalez versus Google. I don't know much about these cases personally. An anti-terrorism thing that they're not doing. Apparently, they're not doing enough. And then Twitter versus this one. Ninth Circus. Oh God, that one's gonna be
Circus.
the Ninth fucking Circus.
Well, did you guys enjoy this article that I found you?
I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I don't remember having taken it apart particularly thoroughly, but we sure took the piss out of it.
Yep.
It's something, that's for sure.
We did
really
something.
did.
So,
Yes.
Johnny, you want to play us out a little early?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
Are
So
we
good.
not talking to Leaf?
We-
Spoke.
We could speak to Leaf for a bit if you guys want.
Who
Alright,
else
yeah.
is in there? Who else is
Just
No.
Leaf. Just Leaf.
Just Leaf?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. See, Errors was watching along with us, but I don't see him
Nope.
in the chat.
He's a lurker. He likes to lurk
Yeah.
and be a little bit peanut gallery with text. So I'll hop into the Colin Show's room, boys. You'll join me down there in a minute, I guess.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm gonna have a piss and then I'll meet you down there.
All right, go. All right, bring in the Leaf.
Well, howdy, Leaf. How's our favorite Canadian?
He's not
Oh,
Canadian.
I'm doing good there, eh?
Ha,
I can't do a fucking accent to save my life.
be right back. I'm gonna pour a beer as well.
No
Oh, pour me one as well, please.
All right, here it comes, dude. I've got Guinness tonight.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
So,
nice thick head on it.
So, Leaf, how are you enjoying the show?
Definitely was fucking word salad from that dude's article.
Of course it was word salad. It's a leftist. They have to tie themselves in knots because they reject reality.
It's just that meme of a leftist meme. It's just like, I have a meme. What is it? Bunch of scribble and scrab, like almost 10 paragraphs. I'm not reading that shit.
Right-wing meme. Maybe a sentence. Usually like 3 or 4 words.
It's just... Anyways. You know what also is the anniversary of?
What?
The Zimmerman trial. Or when that thug got killed for trying to jump
Yeah.
a white Mexican.
Oh
as
yeah,
media
you know
is
what's
called.
funny? I used to live like 10 minutes from where that happened.
Really?
Yeah. It was like big
Yeah,
news. Obviously.
I need to find the someone, I forget her name, but she posted something on Twitter like saying, "Remember his name," and the photo was like him in like elementary school,
Oh,
like
of
little
course.
Yeah.
elementary school, little cap and gown, like maybe he's passing the middle school. It's like, I wonder why you
No.
don't see older photos. Maybe because throwing up gang signs, middle finger, maybe drinking that scissorp, or whatever the fuck they call it.
Scissor.
I don't know. All I know is that he had serious disciplinary problems at his high school. He was caught multiple times with B&E gear, caught breaking into lockers.
And then, what was it? His text to his girlfriend before he decided to Judge Zimmerman was he called him a creepy ass cracker.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I hate to do this, but imagine just the reverse scenario of a white kid saying a different type of gamer word.
Like what?
I don't know. Night. It starts with N. It's at the tip of my tongue.
You mean nice? What if you called him nice? I'm sure he would enjoy that.
It's spelled like the word nagger, but the A is replaced with a different vowel.
I'm pretty sure I saw a skit on South Park about this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But yeah, Mijjt, you know what's the anniversary of?
Today?
Or yesterday, was the Zimmerman shooting.
Wow,
There was-
interesting that you would mark this occasion.
Well,
What
it
was
was because
that, 10 years ago?
Almost, I think.
Yeah, Midget. I
Almost
was
to
just
the
talking about
day.
how I used to live like 10 minutes from where that happened.
That's right,
It
you
was like
did.
right up the road. Yeah.
But
Fucking A, right?
but Mijjt, you would enjoy this because I can't find the lady's Twitter, or I would show it to you. Like she said, "Oh, remember his name." I don't remember the thug's name because I don't remember thugs. And it showed a photo of him.
Based.
Was
But
it
it was a
something like
photo of
super
him.
black?
I mean, that's pretty based. All right, do continue.
But it was a photo of like him as a little kid, like maybe graduating to elementary school or something. Like little cap and gown, little happy little kid. And like I told the
Trayvon
other kid, I'm
Martin.
like, oh, okay, moving on.
Sorry.
Don't care about
Yeah.
him.
I had to
But,
know. I can't not know.
Oh yeah.
Not gonna
But
work.
the one question I did remember some people ask is like, why is there not an older photo of him? Maybe in his teen years. Maybe because maybe he's throwing up gang signs or flipping off the camera or drinking the scissorp.
The scissor, yup. Lean back. Gotta lean, man. You're leaning.
Is there?
Scissorp. But
Yeah, dude. No, fuck that. So I'm glad though that everything worked out, and
I think that's what.
I mean, in an alternate timeline, let's say he killed Zimmerman, he'd be in jail for probably the next 20 years, and no one would know his
And there
name.
would be another statistic,
Yeah.
another pattern to
that's
notice.
That's coup to prison pipeline, man. That's coup to prison pipeline. It's a sad
I'm gonna go with
trail
this.
of tears.
I'm gonna go with a single motherhood to prison pipeline.
to prison.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mean the womb to prison pipe?
But it's
Oh Lord.
just interesting to.
Oh Lord.
It's
Yeah,
after
'cause, like-
10:30. No.
The kids are going to bed. That's right.
Right.
Yeah. But here's the interesting thing. Do you think the Zimmerman thing was like the main catalyst to this whole Black Lives Matter?
No, it was one of the initial steps, but it was other ones that had cropped up with the police. Because the thing is, it was really
I was
hard to
gonna
sell the
argue,
Zimmerman.
yeah, I was gonna say yes.
It's where it was coined, but it did not get much traction back then. It required, I think it was what was it, the Brown shooting.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Yeah, that one.
Well, it required it required specifically an election year.
Yeah,
It required an election year
yeah,
to really get going.
yeah. Because the Brown shooting, it was patently ridiculous what was being claimed. Because the thing is, that guy, I think he was on probation for other things, and he was trying to avoid going back to jail. He's willing to burn down a nation to avoid going to jail.
Well, I mean, a lot of outcomes are explainable by the dude's unwillingness to get arrested for violating his probation. That's why, during the traffic stop, he either pulls a gun or flees or does
Yeah.
both.
Okay, can we all like agree on one thing? For these,
I'm just saying it's par for the
mother-
course. It's par for the course.
Can we have like a simple rule for the mothers or the fucking family, whatever? Stop calling them a fucking honor student. It's not working.
No, it isn't.
And stop showing us photos 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, fucking show us modern photos instead of
Contemporary
here he was
photos.
Here he was when he was just a baby. It's like, yeah, and I've seen many other baby photos before. I have a nephew.
I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer's baby photos look quite cute.
Dude, Vox Golden Leaf, Vox Normie. Dude, let me tell you. I love Golden Leaf. He is the voice of the normie at this moment. He is like, normal people this is just common sense to normal people who are beginning to notice things. Like, this is patent.
I just laugh every
this is
time.
Yeah, no, you're I appreciate your perspective. And I do.
It's like, it doesn't matter who the person is. Like, fuck, what was the name? Do you guys remember the Cleveland knife shooting where the cop shot, I think, a 16-year-old girl because she tried to stab somebody?
Yeah, I remember that one. And that video was like, Jesus, great job, cop. You just saved someone from getting shanked.
Yeah.
Like, he put all shots on target.
Yeah, it's like damn, this guy's got a little bit of Arizona Ranger in him.
Yeah.
And
he was an Arizona Ranger, didn't
there's a video. I gotta
stay too long in town.
Yeah.
Great.
But
Great
the other video I
His
remember
bullets did
was,
fairly rip.
It did.
I'm trying to remember the state, but basically, cop some traffic cops have this like little camera thing that scans the license plate, and if there's like something wrong, gives like a bleep.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a stolen car. It was in a parking lot. He pulls behind the car. The woman tries to walk away. He chases after her, and she's screaming. And in the video, you clearly see she has a fucking Glock in the back of her pants, like full blown Glock, and the
It's
cop
just hanging in her waistband.
in her back.
At 6 o'clock, yeah.
And the cop, he puts the gun to her back, saying, don't try to reach for it. She's saying, I'm not, but you can clearly see she's trying. And then, as the cop puts the gun away, he's trying to put her arms behind her back. Meanwhile, the husband comes by, tells the cop to stop, and pulls out his gun to try to pull on the cop. Cop then switches to him, pulls his gun, fires 3 shots, striking the dude, killing him. Like in under 2 seconds. And in the news...
Yeah.
I forget
but
what
how
it
was it characterized? Yeah, how was it characterized?
Oh, yeah, in the local news, the woman
that's
was
the
given the
truth
interview
of the
for.
situation. I doubt that's what came out, right, originally.
Oh,
Thank you for getting to the truth of the matter first, so that we can have a perspective on what actually happened. So what happened in the media? What was the take?
Well, they interviewed her in the local news in a jail cell, and she said her husband was just trying to protect her. She had no gun. The officer pointed a gun to her head and being threatened, and she heard her husband say, "Hey, get off my wife," and then she heard bang, bang, bang. He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh,
he didn't do nothing.
I hope she takes the fucking stand, because I want the prosecutor to bring up that interview and go, okay, so you're saying this is what happened, yes? Okay, now let's go to the cops video.
Well, okay, now you gotta love body cams for what they are.
Yeah.
But he was apprehending a woman in possession of a stolen car, also in possession of a firearm for sure. His conduct at that point, in dealing with a female with a gun, who knows? I'm not the one in that position. I'm not gonna Monday quarterback, for this guy for sure, by any means.
If you are a suspect that is armed, your best shot at survival is 100% compliance.
Well, that aside, what about there was a sergeant in fact, a detective on a stakeout of local break-ins. Okay, and I forget where this was, but he shot a man entering an apartment. The details are foggy to me. I only just read the news story this morning. I think it was his apartment, and he was armed.
Mhm.
Okay, but they were on a stakeout for burglaries, like armed burglaries and stuff. And they encountered this guy, wearing a face mask and a hood,
Mhm.
and
So they had a reasonable suspicion.
ordered him to stop.
Yeah.
Um,
So reasonable suspicion has been engaged.
and he decided instead to continue walking into his apartment. At which point he was shot.
See,
Now, yeah, thank you, Leaf. You understand where I'm going with this.
it's lawful but awful because there is now was like
I would say, like, are we comfortable with that kind of conduct being lawful? Like, sure, they're in the course of conducting an investigation, but do they have
Okay.
probable
No,
cause
no.
to stop this person?
Midget, do you know what the standard is to actually detain somebody?
Reasonable suspicion.
That is all they need. And the second he did not comply, he's now in a resisting position, which means
so
lethal force,
horrible.
and he has
It
a
is,
weapon.
right,
So,
John? Thank
yeah.
you
That's
for
fucking awful.
understanding
Yeah.
where I'm going with this here.
Well, okay,
Is
then
like,
here's the counter.
should you be
take
detained at night by someone with whom you have nothing to do?
Mhm.
Even if they are conducting an investigation, shouldn't they maybe conduct themselves a little, less bulletly?
here's what I
Yeah.
will say about
For
this.
sure.
Got it. So
Um,
quick question, Midget. Do cops have instantaneous reflexes and have a 0-second draw on their guns?
Well, who's
Yes
to say
or no?
he
That matters.
who was being threatened?
Yeah.
He was just going to
These
his
are
apartment.
these are uniformed police, correct?
This guy was a detective.
Does he have his badge out? Did he identify himself as police?
Likely.
If he did,
although I don't
I'm sorry.
remember.
This is lawful but awful. This guy is completely in the wrong. If a cop has reasonable suspicion,
But doesn't that suck?
it sucks.
that-
Yes, but and the thing is,
You can
are
be
there-
shot
Mhm.
going from your car to your house.
But the thing is, if
See,
he
the-
stopped, put his hands up, and complied, he'd have been detained for 2 minutes. They would have checked his ID and say, "Okay, sorry about that, sir. We've been hearing about break-ins. Have a good night. Let us know if
other
you see
thing
Or
anything."
have you seen anything?
The other thing too,
Yeah,
Steve,
after that, after they release him, they go, "Okay, have you seen anything?" "Sorry, I haven't, officers. I just know there's been
But
break-ins."
doesn't that suck? Like,
Mhm.
what if you don't want to be arsed with all that shit? It's got nothing to do with you,
No.
and you just want to fucking go home.
And what
Now,
about
Midget,
Midget, you're going into hypotheticals. And what if that guy is actually a burglar or he's unstable? He goes into the house, comes out a
Yeah,
shotgun,
of course,
and
of
kills the 2
course.
cops. How many
Of
videos have
course.
you seen of somebody just pull somebody who did break the law, and they know they broke the law,
Yeah.
they immediately pull the gun out, and the cop is now dead. There's one less seat at the
Yeah,
table.
there's a
It
lot
is
of that, too.
horrible. It is horrible. It is
There's a lot
sad.
of that,
But we
too.
need it. But John, I understand your position. You want no cops, no masters. There is literally nothing over. It's literally only you, and the only way you can get justice is by yourself.
That's no.
Yeah.
We don't have to get like lost in the weeds again. But no, that's not what I believe.
I will finish off with this. I would have to look at this. Probably lawful but awful.
Mhm.
If he did have now, I'm gonna just say this, and then we're gonna stop at this. If he had the weapon on, if the cop saw he had a weapon and was walking into his apartment, like let's say he visibly had
An
the weapon
apartment. We
on
can say an,
Yeah,
an,
an apartment.
apartment.
Yeah.
an apartment, and he's walking in, and the cop visibly see he has a weapon. Technically, the cop has. It's lawful but awful. Tennessee versus Gardner.
Mhm.
If a cop reasonably believes
Nice with the
that
legal
a
citation.
Yeah.
that
My
a
nigga.
that a suspect is running that may pose harm to himself or other pedestrians or the officer can shoot that person in the back.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
that's
The
only in-
fleeing felon. Is
in-
that the fleeing felon rule?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's say if there's a fleeing felon and he shoots up, I don't know, Walmart, and he's running, and the cop's chasing after him. That cop could put a bullet in the back of his head because he could see. Let's say that's
pursuit, yeah.
because he
It's
was
a reasonable,
already
Yeah, it's reasonable.
he presented a threat already. So what's going to make him just surrender now? He may just go to another area to shoot it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
So-
one of the flaws in the
That's
whole.
what you call systemic racism.
Again, the thing is these cops are current. Okay, John, let's modify this. Security. Let's go. Let's say these guys hire a private detective, private security. That's residents in this neighborhood or the apartment complex.
Private.
Let's go
security
completely
guard can do
private.
whatever he wants.
The private security.
Congratulations, you get hired.
The private security. He sees a guy he doesn't recognize wearing a mask that's obscuring his identity, and he sees he has a gun, and he's walking into an apartment. A lot of unknowns. Does the security guard have the right to presume a threat and utilize lethal force to make sure that threat doesn't come to pass?
The first half, yes.
Yeah.
Not the second half.
Okay.
You don't need to just kill somebody because they're armed. You don't recognize them.
See, I'm with
No.
John
He is
here.
entering
Yeah,
into a
you don't
situation of too
just
many
get to
unknowns.
Kill somebody.
Yeah.
You don't get to just fucking
No,
hey, police. Bang, bang,
It's
bang.
no. Hey,
like,
private security, stop.
I know. That's what I said.
Hands in the air.
It's like
Stop.
fuck you. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I can.
But
Can
but this person has been hired by the complex,
Okay.
who has ownership of the
So
complex.
yeah,
They're
fuck you,
protecting
leave
the
me alone.
complex.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Don't
Leave me
just
alone.
Shoot somebody because they're
Bang,
not.
bang,
listening.
bang. Right. Fuck you. Right,
No.
John? Fuck
They're
you.
not
Leave
pro-
me alone. Bang, bang,
Right.
bang.
They're not
Yeah,
providing.
that's
they're not
fair.
a
That's
threat to you
reasonable. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Right? That's the
I-
world we should live in, right,
I-
John?
Right now. Oh my
I
god,
will-
that's horrible.
I will stop.
Hey,
this just
you, stop, police. You know,
Bang,
I want to
bang,
bother
yeah.
you about something that has nothing to do with you.
As,
Bang, bang,
as
bang.
much as much as I love here's, I'm gonna move on to something else. John, I heard that you're now an armed security guard. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Congrats,
I
John.
have the license.
Yeah.
I don't have a job.
Yeah, you're
doing
not. Your schedule confuses me, asshole. I'm gonna talk to you about that. Like, what the fuck?
it.
Oh,
But on
if
the other
you
hand-
think you're mad at John's schedule, wait till you see mine. You're just gonna fucking yell
No,
at me.
he's just fucking gaslighting me and like doesn't. I don't know what he's talking about.
I can tell you
John,
why. Oh my god.
I do have a question for you, John. When
Okay.
you were doing your state certified to be an armed security
Yeah.
guard, did you have to do anything specific?
Shooty.
Shooting.
Like, did you have to go to a range to fire a certain amount of shots or take a
Yeah.
test?
Yeah, there was a written
Oh,
test.
you're
and,
asking like the bang bang look both ways. Like
I think he's
Yeah.
asking what the Tennessee test is like versus the Ohio one he's familiar with.
Oh, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it was super easy. It was like mostly common sense stuff. Like, if someone is walking around, you don't recognize them, should you kill them? And,
should you
the
kill?
answer, the answer was no. So, that's how I know that. No. It was
Nice.
shit
It was
like
on
that,
the
though.
test.
It was stuff like that, though. It really was. I was just being a dick, but yeah, not really.
Yeah.
There really was stuff like that. Like when use of force is permitted and shit like that.
I would hope so because you
Yeah.
need to know the fucking law.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
when
You
you-
should
when you become
probably
a-
you should probably be like Leaf and be able to cite case law or like specific state statutes, right? Okay, and what you're legally entitled to be able to do, especially if it's going to be the way you make your living, dude. Be a
Yeah.
professional.
Now, I'm going to ask this, John. The security company you work with, is there like a set site you're going to be at? And if possible,
So-
can you tell me like what it is without, unless it's like confidential?
Well, no. So like, I don't have a job doing armed security yet. I'm holding out for the right one.
Mhm.
That's gonna give me a schedule that I want because the job I have now, I'm making great money. So, whatever job I'm gonna get needs to offer me more than that.
Do you
They-
mind how much do you make?
Well,
Right now.
I don't work hourly. I work by commission at the moment.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
So,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Variable.
oh, it's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Which is also
Fucking
why I
lucky.
don't have, which is why my schedule is so confusing.
I see.
Because like I can basically can work whenever I want with a few
Work all
exceptions.
day, like
I usually work in like the afternoon into like well into the evening. But like some days I have more to do than other days, so it just kind of depends. on the day, which is again why I'm working at weird hours.
Yeah, so you're
I see.
looking for a set
Yeah, I
schedule.
was thoroughly confused.
For
Yeah, I know.
like for me, John, since now I'm a field supervisor, I'm responsible for my own sphere, basically. So like there are
Yeah,
sites that I
dude, you've
can't
got a
cover.
lot of you got a lot of chutzpah now, haven't you? You got a lot of, for a young
Yeah.
guy, dude, you've got a lot of fucking responsibility.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can fuck with people you don't like. Like, if you feel like doing so.
Now, do I want to do that? No.
Right,
But
if you
it's kinda
feel like
funny
it,
that
if
Muffy-
you feel like it, you could.
But if the guy is pissing you off, you're not going to do any favors for him either. You're not going to screw him
No,
over, but you're
like-
not going to do favors for him.
Oh, like
Yeah.
there's a rule in our company. If
He's
you
a
want a
good
day
boy.
off, you have. Like there's a rule in our company. You have to request 2 weeks in advance for a day off. That's the rule, so that way we know
Pretty
we
standard.
can. But if the person that I don't like decides to do it in 1 and 6 days, I'm gonna say no because technically he missed the miles. Now, will I do that? No, I'll definitely work with him on it. But
But you're gonna want to be like,
It's-
hey, talk to me, motherfucker. Like, who are you
I-
asking to take your day off?
literally, I'm gonna try to set up a. There's a site that I'm responsible for. They run their own tight ship. The supervisor there, he's a good dude at that site. They keep it a tight ship. They don't really have much problems.
They don't
And-
need you.
But so basically, I just work with the scheduling.
There you
But
go.
when I was talking with the supervisor, he was excited for me to, he was like, oh, nice to meet you. You need anything, give me a call. And I said, yeah, I'm planning on maybe one day heading down to that site. Because my main thing is I want to head down to.
Yeah, didn't you
all
say
the
that
site-
didn't you say that made his butthole pucker? Like,
What?
that as soon as you said that to him, his eyes like got, dilated, like his pupils
What?
got really tiny.
What are you
I thought
talking
you
about?
told us this story before. I thought you told us this story before, where you said you wanted to go down to this site, and he was like, "Oh, you can't do that."
No.
Oh, okay.
My main thing is I just want to go down to all the sites I'm responsible for, get a layout of it, so that way, worst comes to worst, I have to cover it. I know what happens, so that way I'm not really asking much for help,
Yeah.
and just meet with all
You
the
need to-
guards. So that way I
yeah,
get to know them.
you're not in a managerial mindset, bro. I mean, I get that your heart is in the right place, but you gotta be lazier, man. You don't understand. Like, you've been put in a spot where you don't have to know really what's going on. You just gotta make sure that somebody's there who does.
As much as
Yeah.
I love that I'm in literally like last week for 3 days in a row I was at the office and I didn't have the password to my computer. They didn't have my login yet. The company was still
Yeah.
sending it in.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what I did? You know what I did for the 3 days in the office? I literally sat at a desk and watched YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you dicked around like a security
Yes,
guard
yeah.
would.
Well,
That's fantastic. No, you're in a that's what you ought to be doing, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now.
I
You're
know,
right
like
where you
I'll
need
do
to
that.
be.
I'll do that every now and then just to be lazy because, god damn it, I deserve it.
Well, there you go. Now you're in the spot where they gave you the promotion, and like you don't need to. You can go there once a month, maybe, but you certainly don't need to, man. You gotta think. You gotta think bigger here, dude. You're still thinking like an able young man. You gotta think like a
I mean, I still
middle-aged,
am.
like. Of course, of course.
Midget, I'm only 23.
But you're ahead of your station, man. You're moving on up in the world, dude. You're being given responsibilities here. Like I said, you gotta learn to act like somebody who doesn't need to be there all the time, man.
He'll learn
I
it over
know,
time, guys. Look, he's young. He's new at this. He needs to stumble before he can walk.
Yeah, the wisdom
Yeah.
of age, man,
Yeah.
speaks through me.
So, yeah, so far, I mean, it's been all right. I think it was Thursday, I actually got to do my own scheduling thanks to the supervisor giving me his temporary login So technically, I was using his
There you go.
Uh,
See?
his
Fuck
thing,
it.
but I was able to work on because like I've seen them do like, oh, here's how you schedule someone, or here's how you do this. It's just I haven't done it myself.
Mhm.
I'm the type of person of like, hey, I'll see you do it, and then I want to try it, and then show me what I did wrong. I'm not the type of just keep watching and then I'll learn. It's like I'll watch once and be like, okay, let me try to see if I can get this right. I'm that type of person. But
Right. You're also an honest sort. You're not the one to ask somebody to do something that you're not yourself willing to do, right?
yeah,
But
I
it's
have
all
done.
good, man. You gotta let go, man. Let go.
The,
You gotta
the,
be the one who doesn't have to be there all the time. You gotta.
Yeah.
I will say though, the good thing about that, like, being like check or helping the guards out is I have scratched so many backs that literally I can
Yeah,
probably call it a favor.
can't argue with that. Yeah, I mean,
I have scratched so many backs.
well, hey, there's a flip side to that coin too, man. You can be taken advantage of. You can,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of those favors aren't gonna be there when you need them returned,
Oh yeah.
necessarily. So don't. On the other hand, also take it personally. Keep in
Oh yeah.
mind that it's something that you're willing to do for the person, and that you don't have to. You're obviously not obligated to do any favors for anyone, but on the other hand, like, you can't, in my lived experience, really expect those favors to be
Yeah.
returned.
But-
And in some cases, they might even bite you in the ass.
But if they don't return those favors, that also means it's a risk. It's a what was it? Carrot and stick approach. They don't return the favor. Well, you're not going to do them a favor in the future.
I guess you don't like them very much. Well, no, obviously, but that serves you, not doing things for other people that don't care about you. Obviously,
Yeah.
serves yourself, right? That serves your own self-interest, so you would be motivated by that,
Mhm.
And
to obviously stop doing things for them if
Yeah.
it
and I'm
can't,
currently
if there's no meaning to it.
in negotiations. It's still ongoing, but right now I am making 16 an hour, and that's not including sites that pay differently because I get paid those sites. So let's say I get paid 16, but I go to a site that pays their guards 23. I'll be paid 23 instead of 16.
Nice.
Damn,
And
dude.
actually, yes, we do have sites that pay 23 an hour. It's literally an armed guard at a giant eagle, and all you do is fucking stand there near the front.
That's what I'm looking
And look,
into, man.
Wait a minute, like a
Listen to
gas
that.
station?
No, giant eagle like the shopping center. It's like a grocery store.
Hmm.
It's Walmart, but much better. Doesn't have the
Did-
shit people.
And they have armed guards?
Okay, so they're doing it up north where I'm at. They're trying it out in the Cleveland and Erie area just to get the guards there, and they're testing it out. So far, it's been really good successes. They had police officers do it, but police officers are being paid,
Off-duty cops, yeah.
but it was $50 an hour.
Yeah, off-duty cops are fucking expensive.
But they
So
got
they're
certain
going with-
advantages you can't get with an armed guard.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we've been in contact with
Qualified immunity. Qualified immunity. It's
our,
a hell of a thing.
but our company, they're in talks with Giant Eagle. They've been slowly putting armed guards instead of cops. So far, it's been working out real well, and the pay there is literally 23 an hour. And all you do is stand near the front of the sliding doors, and you just stand there and just be a statue. Just
Well,
like occasionally patrol around, but they
hey.
want you in the front.
is it cool, man? Is it a revolver post?
Revolver post.
No. Yeah, is it a revolver post? Do they let you carry a revolver?
He wants to know if you're using a
I
wheelie
could-
gun.
Yeah.
I could get qualified for revolvers if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
but I bet
Yeah.
is it a revolver post?
Come
is it
on,
one that
Leaf.
they
Get,
would-
get cleared for it and get the detective
Okay.
special, a 38 detective special.
Nah,
Okay,
man.
I will
No,
stay-
get
I
you
will
a
stay
nice
on my-
4-inch like GP 101.
On my
Or,
guard card, which is because on like my security arm card, it says pistols qualified, but there's 2 other slots. There's revolvers and shotguns.
Nice.
Hmm.
But
Cool.
yeah,
So imagine me
I'll bet
just
you it's a semi-auto. But that sounds cool. I mean, why not? It sounds interesting. Even here in Florida, we don't. That's not true. There are cops at the front of a lot of Publixes and a lot of
sometimes what public places will do,
grocery
like
stores.
even a public restaurant, like pay attention a little bit, like when you're at like a restaurant or something, and if a cop's there, 9 times out of 10 they will like give them good food and like
Employee
they'll
discount,
keep like
meal comps.
they'll keep the cop there for a little
it's
bit, and it's like
funny.
it's free security. It's literally like
You
2
know-
hours of free security.
Yeah.
What's really funny is that here in Jacksonville, the cops only go to the nice restaurants. Ha! For a couple
why.
of reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the nice restaurants. Boy, you know what, my love? I was telling our family friend the other day when we were in a particular part of Jacksonville about how animated and, lively the local wildlife can be, and how imperative it was that he not fall behind or, talk to random people on the street after dark.
Jeez. No.
So, just the other day, I was reading a news story about it today or yesterday about a shooting after an argument in a restaurant.
Oh boy!
Down just a block down from that neighborhood we were in the other
guess
night,
they
and he was
forgot
like,
to
"Oh,
give
it
them-
seems so nice here. It seems so nice here." Like I couldn't imagine anything like what you're warning me about, and are armed against. And I'm like, that's the point. You're prey. You're
the funny thing was my first, like, I actually did I did one site at a Giant Eagle. It was one of those $23 an hour. Let me tell you, it was the best fucking 8 hours because I literally just walked around the store for a little bit, and like at the end, I'm like, I kind of need some groceries, so I kind of just stopped there after they closed. Just walking around with my guard outfit, gun on my holster, just walking around. I was like, ooh, cereal. It's like no one else like it's only the night employees, and I'm like, ooh, cereal. Oh, it's 2 for $5.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Dude.
yeah. I've
That's comfy
actually,
as fuck.
Leaf, you
That's
mentioned that.
comfy as fuck.
Something I've noticed, at least at the HEB I go to, because it's also it's an HEB in a nicer neighborhood that's nearby a not as nice neighborhood. So I've seen going through this parking lot where there's a lot of much higher class stores and things like that, in like a mini mall kind of concept almost in other businesses. Yeah, there's a little security patrol car that's kind of going through that parking lot a lot, I've noticed.
Yeah, I wonder if they've had issues with break-ins.
I have never seen a single broken window there.
I will tell you this though, that one Giant Eagle I went to, I'm not really. It's in Wadsworth. It's a weird fucking area. It is.
So basically, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They are uptight fucking idiots. They are the type of people that are in the bougie
The
neighborhood.
type of white people that
Apple-
you hear about a lot.
No, these are the type of white people that they don't see a local minority and they vote D.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
They're-
they're like they're like, oh man, intolerably. What's the word?
Oh
I'm
my
looking
God,
for?
they're
Like
so-
self-righteous.
Yes, because fucking, I've had I was
Describe it to me, please. Go
just.
into detail.
So when I was relieving the guard, there's a
Love you,
30-minute
Leaf.
wait
Oh my
time. There's a 30-minute wait time between relieving the guard and then they can leave. So there's usually 2 guards there, but only for 30 minutes. And oh my God, the people, they always ask, like, "Oh, are you a cop?" or "Why are you guys here?"
I'm armed security. Store hired me.
Well, you know what? Like, let's hold on before we let him go. Let's come up with a strategy, because you want to be amiable.
Mhm.
You could make a joke. Say, "Why are you here?" Why are you here? You could make a
I don't
joke.
know. I took a wrong
Be
turn
cute,
on
be
Albuquerque.
funny, like. Yeah, that's right. No, because no.
A
What
dismembered
about
19-year-old girl is found in the back of the parking lot.
no? You don't want to be too grim either.
Yeah.
What
Or I
about
could just,
like?
or I could just say, like, I don't know, this place has the best prices on cereal.
Yeah. Hey, this place got good price on cereal.
Well,
Yeah, they have waffle crisps. I can't find it anywhere else.
shit. You can do one of a few things. I feel like you should, try and crack a joke, make him feel a little better. If they ask you like, "What are you, a cop?" or like, "Why are you here?"
I just say the cookie cutter response of, "Oh, the management hired me," and if people start asking any more questions, say, "I can't really answer those questions, but you can ask management."
You're so awkward.
Yep.
Well,
no,
it's
that's
true though.
I'd rather not be in a 10-minute
Yeah, you'd
conversation with
really
someone.
rather
You know what I mean?
not. Yeah, you'd really rather not. That's why I would advise like making a joke or maybe complimenting them or saying like, fuck. What could you say? You say, "'Cause I'm cheaper than a cop."
Yeah.
Something, right? Because
Yeah.
it's cheaper than a
Cheaper than
right.
hiring an
Because I'm
off-duty
cheaper
cop.
than right. I'm cheaper than a cop. You could say something like that, right? You could.
Yeah, and it is interesting per se when I do some of those sites. That was only the first time I was ever in a bougie area, and oh my, I liked the place because it was a nice area, but would I want to go back there again? No, it takes about an hour and 10-minute drive down there. I'd rather not.
Ouch.
Well,
Well,
I,
how about? Did you say it was? No, Seawall was saying it was next to a not so nice area.
Yeah, my
I was
area
gonna
is
say
next to a. There's some not as nice stuff, so I've seen security
right.
around there.
I was gonna say maybe he could make a joke about so that I wouldn't be at the one down the street, right? Right? Could you
yeah.
could you imagine if I was at the one down the street? Ha 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 ha. Right?
But we also have. I'm forgetting the name of the store. It's like TLDR, but it's not. It's like TL something, and it's a clothing store for black people. Like, it's literally stuff black people wear. They're playing fucking rap music. Because when I was first getting into the ropes of the field supervisor, I went with my main supervisor to basically visit some of the sites. Basically, get the lowdown on some of the sites, meet some of the guards, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. And it's an arm position there.
I see. At a clothing store.
Yes.
Really?
Mhm.
At a clothing store.
You keep
What do
saying
they?
it, but
What do they expect you to
I will
do as an armed security guard at a clothing store?
I will tell you that.
Is it loss
So what is?
prevention?
Yes, but also because
Yes,
I
it's
forget.
loss prevention.
And also
Holy
something
fucking!
else.
It's armed loss prevention. Okay, what else?
So one of the stores, the first store we stopped at, was basically someone in the parking lot disagreed with someone and fucking shot at that person. And one of the bullets went into the store and hit the mannequin's arm.
Doof.
Oh,
Like broke through the window, hit the man's arm. He actually showed me where the bullet, like the mannequin and the bullet,
Nice.
where like it's like it's like clear through. It's like after that they just
a bystander, an innocent
Yeah.
bystander was struck by gunfire.
yes, another innocent person wounded by senseless gun violence.
Gun violence.
You
That's
know
right.
what? Mannequin lives matter, man. Mannequin lives matter.
They do. All lives matter. Don't matter until mannequin lives matter.
Yeah,
That's right.
they take the brunt of the abuse. I mean, can you imagine their lives just standing there being objectified because of the certain outfit that they have to wear.
Oh my God, judged by their appearance every day. It's
Oh
horrible.
yeah, and sometimes people look at them. Sometimes people, they walk up thinking it's funny. It's like, oh look, I've touched the mannequin's boobs, but like inside they feel that, and they feel
That's right.
objectified.
That's harassment. And they
Some-
have to put up with these shines of the local youth, and they getting shot for no reason.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens all the time.
it's definitely a very serious issue we need to bring up, but
Well,
maybe
we
for
gotta-
another time.
Good luck dealing with that as an armed
Well,
security guard.
We got to get
Yeah,
wandering,
we should
Midget.
wrap things up.
Yep. So, Midget, I guess you'll have to play us out since John abandoned us.
Well,
Yeah,
he
what-
bailed. Yeah, he bailed a little bit early. We had to. We do have to wrap things up.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
One last thing before you wrap things up. Seawall, where would I be on the ship? Would I just be an AA gunner?
No,
I was gonna say,
this is
you're
a
hauling yards.
this is a sailing ship,
This
Leaf.
is not the time.
You know what? You're the fucking powder
This is-
monkey.
this
Get
is
into the
neither
arm.
time nor
Yeah.
the venue for this discussion.
Yeah, you're a powder monkey. Get into the what is it called? The
Right.
arsenal or whatever. Get into
Get
the powder
below
room.
deck.
Get below deck and stay there. You're not allowed above
Right.
deck.
Monkey.
Well.
Yeah.
If you liked what you heard tonight, there must be something wrong with you, and we love it. So, you do too, right? Actually, everyone loves the Porch Boys. Even
Yeah,
you.
Latest polls said about 99.5% of people like the Porch Boys.
There you go. All respondents to the poll
All
love
three of them.
There you go, man. We should do a poll in the chat. Do you love even you? So actually, you should subscribe. Hit the like button. Smash it, in fact. Crush it. Break it in half. And then
And also break your phone in the process. But yeah.
there you go. Step on the phone. And then be back with us, I don't know, next time, I guess.
We'll figure it out.
They
Yeah.
will send up a lantern. They'll send up a message when they are going to do their next stream.
Yeah, maybe like 20 minutes prior to the stream going live, we'll put a fucking flare up in the Discord, which you should totally join, and take absolutely everything there that you see there seriously.
Very seriously.
Be sure to take plenty of offense while you're at it, because that's humorous. It gives us pleasure to see your offense being taken.
Some more than others.
That's right. So, if all those things, then the rest of the things. So, thank you all for joining us.
Have a good night,
We'll
y'all.
see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.